Most people die at 25, but are not buried until they're 75. Now, that is one of my favorite quotes from Ben Franklin, and literally a quote that rings true to me because around that time, I literally died. I had a near-death experience that changed my whole life. You see, around that time, I was hanging around with the wrong crowd, doing drugs, partying, just being reckless, you know, and not just like drugs like marijuana and mild shit. I was doing hardcore shit like ecstasy, cocaine, crystal meth, painkillers, enough drugs to kill an elephant. And I was on this horrible path of self-destruction. You see, I dealt with some trauma growing up and I didn't know how to deal with it. I didn't know how to process it. So I self-medicated. Not even self-medicated, but I was self-sabotaging to the point where numerous times I almost died. And it wasn't until at the age of 26, I had a near-death experience that literally woke me up to the reality of the damage I was causing. And nearly dying on that day totally broke my pattern in which I vowed to live a different life because I almost died that day. So I said, you know what, I'm going to do things differently. I'm going to wake up out of this and work on myself. And I looked at the people in my life, right? I was around a lot of self-destructive people, enablers that it was okay to do messed up stuff with. So the first thing I did was change my peer group. I hung around people that were positive, success-minded, and encouraging, and that pushed me to become a better man. I looked in my environments, and I was hanging around in the wrong places, which encouraged these negative habits. So I started hanging around in right places, going to seminars and hiring mentors, and being in positions around people who lived a very different life. And that is my insight for you, to break the pattern, right? Because what got you here won't get you there. And I'm not talking to you as a preacher or to give you advice. I'm talking from my own experience, right? There's areas in my life that I'm currently fucking up in. I'm not a perfect person by any means, but I look at where I am. And if I continue on this path, how negative my life will be. So think about an area that you need to change, right? What's going to be your life 10, 20, 30 years from now if you do not make this change, right? In order to make a change, you have to break the pattern. You have all the answers within you right now. You know exactly what you need to do, right? Step out of your comfort zone. Do something differently to get a different result, right? I love the old Einstein quote of doing the same thing over and over and expecting the same result. Well, that's insanity. So do something different, break the pattern, whether it's going to a seminar, hiring a mentor, asking for guidance, right? It's okay to ask for help. That's why I come on here and I share my heart with you. And if you need help, I got your back. So do something different to get a different result to change your destiny.